This is a Miele Professional WS5427. This is a UK model. I've got the top off to have a look inside. I just want to compare perhaps the professional model washing machine or a high quality washing machine to what would be a cheap washing machine or a household cheap washing machine. You can get a Miele for home use. Won't be as fancy as this or won't be as heavy duty as this, but it will still have a lot of these features. So this door is made of metal. Big solid glass bowl inside, but the frame, the outer, is made of metal. That's chromed metal. Front and sides are metal, but they're not just painted as usual ones. You can see here it's got a couple of chips. It's enamel that's chipped rather than chrome, or rather than painted metal. Really robust, really solid piece of stuff. Inside, steel drum. We've seen this on some of the Bosches that I have, so you can get a steel drum in a household model. On the front, cast iron ballast. Don't know if I've ever seen that in a washing machine before. Cast iron. I think an LG might have had it in the past that I've seen. And again on the back, a cast iron spider just in there on the outside, which acts as ballast and as a mechanism for holding the pulley. I can't get in to see the motor in there, but down the bottom, that's where the power comes in. And there's two suppressors there, which I'm not quite sure about, or if they are both suppressors, but looks good. You've got a control module up here with a huge number of switches on it and a huge heatsink on the back, solid aluminium. You've got 4 mounting springs for the drum instead of the 2 or 3 that you see on a domestic model, and everything's easy to get at, completely serviceable, so you can take the front off with one band clip. You can get into the front, get the front off here, get into the front, access everything from the front. Also, an interesting thing that I didn't really realize these things had: no filter. So down here in the front, it's got a little door. It looks like it's going to have a filter with a pump, but there's nothing in there. It's just got this lever, and this lever, you push it over. Pretty heavy feeling off that. Good weighty metal lever. It drives a sluice. So you have to have the machine above the drain because there's no pump out. It has this pretty decent outlet size in the back, which just sluices out the water, so there's no pump, there's no filter to get stuck or none of that. Everything just dumps out the back. So a machine like this would be used typically in a care home or something like that. B&Bs, small hotels, that kind of thing, where they would have continuous use. It's a 7 kg machine, I think, kind of rated for continuous use rather than home use. So if I go over and have a look at a machine I've recently destroyed, it's a Beko model, but it would satisfy for most of the kind of household type machines you'd get. It's got a timber top chipboard versus the chromed steel top over here. And inside, I know I've destroyed this one, so I'm not comparing like with like in that case, but everything is plastic tub here. Lighter duty painted metal things that will rust almost undoubtedly. Punch steel, which okay, the Miele has punch steel, but it's all enameled. It would have had 2 suspension springs. There's one of them there. Can't really complain, the springs are the same. We've got to carry a load. That's springs how springs are. Door, plastic door made out of 2 parts, flimsy hinge, but generally, you know, it's a washing machine, but just not up to the same standard. Concrete ballast, of course, which I can't really complain about. Concrete's concrete, just heavy. But on the back of it, of this one, you would have no external spider, just plastic as a tub to mount all the bearings and pulley, the motor assembly. But on this one, it's got the cast iron spider. So, all in all, what a machine. I think I'm going to plumb this in and see how I get on. Even like parts like this, you've got kind of a, I think it's die cast aluminium. I'll talk about quality on that just to mount the top. On the back, you've got some auxiliary cable entries for a coin operation if you were using this in a small laundrette or a big laundrette even. Regular size water inlets. Apparently it'll work on a 13 amp, but it's very heavy cable. It's 220 volt 13 amp. I don't know if that's true or not. It does look like what I would call cooker cable, so you'd want to be 20 amp I'd say, but we can put it on a 20 amp supply and test it on a 13 and see if it blows it, but I haven't found a data sheet for it yet, or any kind of a data plate like you'd have on the back of a normal appliance, because it's an industrial appliance I think. So yeah, there's your pressure switch. Look at it, everything's mounted in an enameled chassis. Like, look at that, just got its own separate enamel chassis for things to be mounted on to make the door in the front extra strong. Like, unbelievable. What a machine, what a machine. Moving up in the world here, we really are. Cool. Well, if you like this video, give us a like, obviously. You can subscribe to my channel if you want more videos about washing machines and other various householdy things or tinkering or whatnot. And if you really like it, look me up on Patreon and see if you want to throw me a few quid over that way. Thanks very much. See you later. And of course there's a question of how much I paid for it. Well, got it on eBay, bargain, £50 sterling. So working machine, £50 sterling. Industrial, worth way more than that. I don't know what it would cost new, but I think you're definitely over the £1,000 mark. Pretty good. I have a suspicion though that this machine is over 20 years old, which doesn't faze me at all given the kind of machines that I run at home. And you can always say that, well, it's second hand so it's not as valuable, but 50 quid's 50 quid, and this is a pretty top machine for 50 quid. So thanks for watching.